Florence Villemino, you've been reading the international papers. Now, you often come here with having analyzed some opinion pieces in the New York Times, but I think it's the first one that has been written by Vladimir Putin himself, the Russian president.
Absolutely. It's called A Plea of Caution from Russia. It's in the op-ed of the New York Times, and it's taken a lot of people by surprise. So let's take a look at just what he says in this article. It's really incredible and worth reading. Now, he says that the recent events in Syria have prompted me to speak directly to the American people and their political leaders. Now, he says there's no doubt that poisonous gas was used in Syria, but he says it was the rebels and not the government forces that used these chemical weapons with the hope of provoking some sort of an international intervention. Now, the piece urges against any kind of American-led strike in Syria. He says that this attack would only escalate the situation and would throw the entire international law and order out of balance. He says that he's not protecting the Syrian government, but international law. And the last paragraph is very interesting. He directly responds to Obama's address to the nation on Tuesday. Now, during that address, Obama talked about American exceptionalism, and he said that the United States' policy is what makes America different. This is what makes us exceptional. Well, Vladimir Putin says it's extremely dangerous to encourage people to see themselves as exceptional, whatever the motivation is. There are big countries, there are small countries, there are rich and poor. We are all different. But when we ask for the Lord's blessing, we must not forget that God created us equal. So that is Vladimir Putin's words today.
No love lost between Barack Obama and Vladimir Putin. I have to say, it was really surprising clicking onto the New York Times website and finding an opinion piece written by Vladimir Putin. Now, international papers are also exploring what Russia's initiative means for the region. We've been discussing this initiative to disarm nuclear Syria in terms of its chemical weapons stockpile.
Absolutely. Now, a lot of people are wondering what this means for Russia. Well, a lot of people are saying that Russia has emerged as a problem solver. Now, let's take a look at this cartoon in the International Herald Tribune today. You see there Barack Obama and Bashar al-Assad, who have painted themselves into a corner. And there he is, Vladimir Putin emerging with this emergency exit. Sharq al-Assad, so Pan-Arab paper based in London, a piece by Tariq al-Umayyad says that what we're witnessing here is a return of the Russians. This Russian initiative, or trick as some people are calling it, it confirms that Russia is returning as a major player in the region. And meanwhile, while Washington is starting to take a back foot in the Middle East. But according to this article, it also demonstrates that the security of the whole region is in danger because according to this article, if Russia becomes the new key player in the Middle East, well, the only people and countries that this will benefit is Iran and Bashar al-Assad.
And the Israeli daily Haaretz is also has interesting insight. They're looking at how Israel is reacting to the Russian plan.
That's right. Now, this deal that plans on eliminating Syria's chemical weapons, well, this is sending jitters through Jerusalem, according to this article in Haaretz, because a lot of people are wondering, could Israel be next? Especially because the Russians are saying that, Syria's chemical weapons were meant to preserve its balance of deterrence with respect to Israel. Now, Israel did sign the Chemical Weapons Convention in 1993, but it never ratified it. And this article points out that neither Syria nor Egypt have signed it, and both have used Israel as an excuse to justify this. And this article points out that Israel is adamant that it won't ratify the convention until its neighbors do. But a lot of papers are pointing out, look, there's all this talk about chemical weapons, and that's, well, somewhat it's casting a shadow, or we're turning attention away from what's really happening in Syria. And this is a cartoon in Le Monde by Plantu, which points this out. You can see Barack Obama there looking over the shoulder of a UN inspector saying, so what's going on? And meanwhile, he's turning his back on Bashar al-Assad there, who's, well, still massacring his population.
Because, of course, the vast majority of the 100,000 people plus who've been killed in Syria were not killed by chemical weapons, but by conventional weapons. Moving on to another story that's getting a lot of attention in the international press. Yesterday, residents of Catalonia in Spain joined hands to form a 400-kilometer human chain across the region calling for independence from Spain.
That's right. And as you can imagine, it's getting attention in the Spanish press, especially in Catalonia. Let's look at the front page of La Vanguardia, which is the leading paper in Catalonia. They say the streets were overflowing, and you see a photo there of people on Paseo de Gracia in Barcelona.
But
Now,
400 kilometers, how many people is that?
well, it's 1.6 million, actually. And La Vanguardia says that it was unprecedented. And in its editorial, it says that the politicians really have to listen to this, hold a referendum in Catalonia, and it's calling on Rajoy to do so.
All right, Florence Villemino with the International Press Review. Thank you. And that's it from the news desk for now, but we're back in just a few moments with another roundup of world news.